Hello my students, it's me again, Madam Gracious Kanzini from Educare Tanzania. Warmly welcome for our chemistry session series. I hope my students you are doing well and you are ready to follow the session, and I would like to welcome you, warmly welcome, and we are proceeding with our topic of bonding, formula, and nomenclature. And today we are going to look on those three types of chemical formulas, and we are going to start with the empirical formula. Empirical formula, when we talk about empirical formula, is the formula which represent the simplest ratio of the atom or ion in a compound. Kwamba yenyewe inawakilisha ile simplest ratio, ile ratio, simplest ratio ya compound au ya atom katika ile compound. And in other way, the empirical formula is the simplest formula which express its composition by mass. Kwamba yenyewe ina consider au inakuwa expressed in term of composition by mass. That is how you can deal with this empirical formula. Also, the empirical formula, it comes from the word empirical, mean that they involve the experimentation. They are data they demand on experiment because it is empirical. We have to conduct experiment, analyze data, and observe like that. So this is all about empirical formula. Now there is a steps for calculating this empirical formula. The first step is write down symbols of the element. For example, sodium, their symbol is Na. So that is the first step. The second step is write the percentage weight or mass of the element. Tuliona hii kwamba sometimes inakuwa expressed by the percentage, composition by mass. So hapa step ya pili katika hii katika calculation of empirical formula tunaandika percentage weights or mass of the element ambayo unakuwa mostly unakuwa given. Another step is write the relative atomic mass of each element. Kwamba the relative atomic mass tunaongelea ile sum of the number of protons and the electrons of the atom or element. So you can see you are required to write the relative atomic mass of the element. After there, another step to calculate this empirical formula is you undergo division. It means you divide percentage by relative atomic mass. And after there, convert the value obtained into the whole number. Unapeleka inakuwa katika namba ya kawaida. After there, the whole number will give the ratio for each element. Itakuonyesha kwamba maybe the carbon imekuwa expressed katika maybe 2 carbon, hydrogen is 1, or carbon is 1, hydrogen is 2, and so on. Itakupa ile ratio ya each element. But final, this is the empirical formula kwamba after having that whole number, ile whole number ndo itakupa sasa kwamba hii ndo empirical formulas. Let us see the good example so as we can understand well this concept of empirical formula. Hydrocarbons contain 20% by mass of the hydrogen and has a molar mass of 30 gram. Calculate the empirical formula of the compound. Kwamba umepewa hydrocarbons ambayo iko made up of 20%. Then ukapewa na mass ambayo ni 30 gram. Ukaambiwa utafute empirical formula. Simply you analyze your data here. The relative atomic mass. Pia hii relative atomic mass sometimes it is observed katika periodic table. So maybe you are in examination, actually this you are given. Unazipewa hizi relative atomic mass za compound. Au katika your examination paper at the top there, kwenye instruction au kwenye given there, unakuwa unapewa his value. So don't be confused or don't bother, because utakuwa unazipewa hizi relative atomic mass of carbon tuna 12, kwa sababu hapa kaongea hydrocarbons, mean that this is compounds which are made up of hydrogen and carbon. So percentage of hydrogen is 20, but hydrocarbon tumesema it is compounds which is made up of hydrogen and carbon. Now ili kupata percentage by mass or percentage composition of hydrogen, kwa sababu ya carbon tunayo, ya hydrogen tunayo ni 20, ili kupata ya carbon tunachukua 100 minus 20. It means we are going to have 80% of carbon. Therefore, relative molecular mass of hydrogen tunayo, ambayo ni mass ni 30 gram. Therefore, after there tunaenda kwenye solution, ambayo solution tuna follow zile steps of calculating the empirical formula, ambayo first step tunaandika symbols za element. For instance, tuna carbon, tuna hydrocarbon, ambayo hydrocarbon tunajua kwamba ni made of carbon and hydrogen. So we are going to write C, which represent carbon, and H, which represent the hydrogen. Now the second step ni kwamba tunaandika the percentage composition, ambapo ya carbon we have 20 and ya hydrogen tuna 80. So the third step we divide the percentage by relative atomic mass, ambayo relative atomic mass hii inakuwa considered kwenye periodic table ya carbon so we take the percentage of a relative atomic number or mass, ambayo ni 20 chini ya 12, 80 chini ya 1. Then is the answer is this one. After there we are going to divide by smallest value. This is the first step, kwamba tukishapata tukishapata ile value, baada ya kudivide tunaenda kuganya kwa namba ndogo lile jibu. So ukiangalia hapa namba ndogo kuliko zote ni 6. Hapa tuna 6.7, hapa tuna 20. So here we are going to have 6.7 ndo tutaganya kwa kila upande. So you will end up having the value of 1 at the carbon, and at the hydrogen you're going to have the 3.125. Lakini this should not be in decimal places, so it should be the whole number. So what to do here, you have to approximate. Unakuja kupata approximate to the whole number, unakuja kupata carbon ni 1 and the ratio of hydrogen is 3. Finally, the empirical formula you will see is equal to CH3. This is how we calculate the empirical formula. I hope it is a simple calculation, my students, and you will practice on your own after looking this session, and I hope you will understand it well and better. Another types of chemical formula is the molecular formula. Here in molecular formula we are going to see the actual number. Katika empirical formula tulikuwa tunaona ile simple ratio only, but here we are going to see the actual number of the elements katika ile compound nzima. And by definition, the molecular formula is the formula which shows the actual number of each different atom in a molecule. Or molecular formula is the multiple of empirical formula, kwamba yenyewe hii ni multiple, yani ni mara ya yani is equal to take the empirical formula times it means ni multiple of lakini hii pia inaonyesha ile actual value, kama carbon ziko 2, hydrogen ziko 2, and so on. Simple mathematics from the molecular formula we can say that molecular formula is equal to multiple of the empirical formula, kwamba tukichukua multiple of the empirical formula tunapata sasa molecular formula. Now the molecular formula is equal to n bracket empirical formula. Note that the n is the whole number. It means inatakiwa ni whole number. It can be 1, 2, 3 and so forth. If n is equal to 1, mean that the empirical formula is equal to chemical formula. Kama unavyoona hapa CH2, ina maana hapa nikiingizia 1 hapa, carbon itaendelea kubaki 1, hydrogen itaendelea kubaki 2. Lakini If N is equal to 2, means that the molecular formula will be equal to, it means hapa tunaingizia carbon, huyu mara huyu itakuwa 2 carbon, 2 times 2 hydrogen, itakuja kuwa 4 hydrogen. That is how we can see that the molecular formula is the multiple of the empirical formula, kwamba tukizidishia hapa na hii whole number ambayo ni N, tunakuja kupata the molecular formula. Now let us see the simple example which can demonstrate this molecular formula. You are given the hydrocarbon containing 20% by mass of the hydrogen and has a molar mass of 30 gram. Calculate the empirical formula of the compound. Kwamba gram of hydrogen ni 1, gram of carbon ni 12. Lakini percentage of hydrogen ni 20. Now ili kupata percentage ya carbon unachukua 100 toa 20 na inakuja kupata 80. Relative molecular mass of hydrocarbon ni 30. The same things. Unafanya kama tulivyofanya katika zile kwenye empirical formula. Una follow zile steps as usual. So finally utakuja kupata empirical formula ambayo ni CH3. And now tunakuja kutafuta molecular formula. But we know that the relative molecular mass is equal to any sum of the relative atomic mass of the all atoms. So kama ni relative molecular mass ni sawa na sum of the relative atomic mass of the atoms, lakini inakuwa katika multiple, kunakuwa na n hapa. Now to get the value of n, we are given this, hii relative molecular mass tumepewa, and this one is the relative atomic mass ambayo ni ya zile element. Kwa mfano carbon tunajua ni 12, hydrogen tunajua ni 1. So you will end up to have 30 is equal to n bracket 12 plus 3, ambayo utakuja kuwa na 30 is equal to 15 n. Finally n you will end up to have is equal to 2. My students, this is simple calculation. I hope you will try on your own to attempt on your summary behind, you will try to do ili kuweza kuelewa zaidi. Then molecular formula is equal to multiple of empirical formula as usual, but we have our whole number, we have our n which is 2. So tuna substitute hapa. Kwa hiyo molecular formula itakuwa sawa na 2CH3 bracket, ambayo tukiingizia hapa tunakuja kupata molecular formula is equal to 2 carbon and 6 hydrogen. So this shows the actual number of each element katika ile compound nzima. And the final types of chemical formula is structure formula. Structure formula is the formula which show arrangement of the atom in a molecule. Yenyewe inaonyesha ile arrangement. Or in the other hand, we can say that is the graphic representation of molecular structure by showing how the atom is arranged. So yenyewe inakuwa ni graphic representation. Yenyewe inaonyesha tu ile structure. And here is where the empirical formula and the molecular formula are studied. Hapa ndo unaona kabisa zinakuwa studied kwa sababu yenyewe inaonyesha ile arrangement, ile graphic representation, each and everything. Now my student, after looking the concept of chemical formula, here there is a task for you. Try to attempt it. I hope once you try is where you will understand more, because practice make it perfect. So it's your time here to conduct this task. What do you understand about the molecular formula and the structure formula? Sometimes unaweza kuona this question are very simple. You can ignore them, but once you try is where you become good. Now, a certain compound Q has a molecular weight of 60 grams and has a 40% carbon hydrogen. and has 40% carbon and hydrogen 6.67% and X% of oxygen. So here we are given 3 elements at the same time. We are given carbon, we are given hydrogen, and we are given oxygen. You are required to find the molecular formula. My students, this is the simple task once you try to attempt it. I hope you will do it so easy. This session will be important for you. Thank you for watching. This marks the end of our session today. Thank you so much. Have a nice moment, my student, and don't forget to follow our Media Educators. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, and sometime like, comment, and also share with your fellows so they can also learn. Have a nice moment. I would like to say bye bye again.